Look at the nice picture of Elon Musk showing that his heart goes out to them. And apparently it goes out to them, but not to the ADL. Because apparently Musk has committed a crime against nature, if you're not aware. It is not the natural order of things for someone to label the ADL, because naturally the ADL gets to label others. It is the judge. It never gets to be labeled itself. But now we have Elon Musk labeling them as an extremist hate group. And we're going to see if Elon Musk has a couple of points. But before that, it's important to understand why people really dislike the ADL. Because if you have an organization that allegedly is fighting anti-Semitism, then you would assume that everyone that dislikes this organization is, well, obviously that they're an anti-Semite. Like, there can be no other reason. And unfortunately, this is due to the fact that we live in an age where critical thinking is not just discouraged, but it's completely non-existent. Because if it did exist, then people would ask, it's like, okay, well, they're fighting anti-Semitism, you know, that's a noble goal, but how exactly are they doing it? And more importantly, the question that I've not heard it even once mentioned in any situation, how effective are they at the job? Like, do the policies that they make actually lowers anti-Semitism or raises it? And if you are to actually look at the questions that I asked before, you'd be horrified. The first thing is that the ADL has been almost exclusively allied with the Democrats for the last couple of years, attacking Christian groups, attacking Turning Point USA, attacking right-wingers. Even when they were memeing online, they consider Pepe the Frog to be an anti-Semitic symbol. So they decided to become political, right? Like, if your job is to fight down against anti-Semitism, then being political partisan and attacking the right-wingers, then right-wingers that may not even be anti-Semitic, like they're going to hate your organization simply because they view themselves or their friends constantly targeted by the ADL. And the second thing is being disingenuous, like inflating statistics. Everyone knows the scandal with Steam, a gaming company that apparently was accused by the ADL of fostering hate because some million messages of them were anti-Semitic. Now, when you look at the fact that there's hundreds of millions of people using Steam and sending billions of messages, then a million of messages is a drop in the water. But the way the ADL framed it, you know, it sounds like a high number. And when you actually look at what those hate messages were, well, they had Pepe the Frog. Like, more than half of them had the emoji Pepe the Frog, which now in 2025, it's an emoji that left-wing, right-wing, many types of groups use it. And the ADL classifies it as a hate symbol, so you kind of understand why they do it, right? Like, they classify something as a hate symbol, something innocuous, so that when they run their research, they find a lot of things that have the frog, and then they can conclude, it's like, oh, well, look how anti-Semitic Steam is. And because of that, Gabe was actually dragged in front of the Senate. It was a big scandal. And a lot of people that don't hate Jewish individuals, but like they love video games and they love Gabe Newell, definitely didn't appreciate when they saw what is happening. But more recently, and this is like one of the things that I already made a video about, they said that anti-Semitism is at an all-time high. They said something like 40%, 50%. And look, like, I go on the internet and I do see anti-Semitism, like, that's true. But if it was like 40 or 50%, that would be that like 1 in 2 people that you know would be anti-Semitic. Which is beyond ridiculous, right? Like, it contradicts the living reality of almost everyone we know. And so how did they get the number? Well, apparently they got the number because they consider anti-Semitic to be anyone that believes Israel is engaging in a genocide right now. Now, look, I personally don't know if Israel is or isn't engaging in a genocide because I'm not in Gaza, right? So, like, I get my information from the media and the internet. There are various groups that are invested into pushing one narrative or another. And, like, since I'm in Romania, like, there's no way for me to fact check it. Like, you just have to take one group and have their faith in it. But even if you have an individual that would believe that Israel is engaging in genocide, at the end of the day, like, that person would blame the Israeli government. And this is why Benjamin Netanyahu actually is wanted by the International Criminal Court. Like my nation, if Benjamin Netanyahu ever came to Romania, like he would be arrested by the Romanian authorities because he's got an arrest warrant. And you know, like just because someone dislikes Israel, that doesn't mean that they're anti-Semitic. Like the common definition of anti-Semitism, like if you go and you ask people on the street what does it mean, it would be like a person that hates Jewish people, right? But like if you're a Jewish person and you go to that individual and they have nothing against you, they don't dislike you whatsoever, but they do dislike Israel, is that an anti-Semitic person? Well, according to the ADL it is, but that's not what the common person thinks, right? So like they're playing these language games. They're tinkering with definitions, they're playing with them in order to obtain what they want. And so what they really want is censorship. And the problem with modern censorship is that if you have someone that has millions of subscribers or millions of followers, like a content creator, and you censored them, well, all those millions of followers are going to hate the living shit out of you. Like you just took their entertainment. They don't agree with you, right? You didn't convince them or anything. You just positioned yourself between them and the thing that they want to watch. And sure, you know, you can do this once, you can do it twice, you can do it 3 times, but like at some point it becomes a pattern and you risk raising the ire, especially if the people don't agree with you that the individual was anti-Semitic or that he was so extreme that the only thing that was left was to censor him. Like nothing else would have worked. And this is where Elon Musk enters. And Elon Musk actually did have beef with the ADL because they also accused Twitter of being hateful. And they attacked his advertisers. And now it's time for Elon Musk to strike back. And apparently, the ADL has now targeted Christian identity. Now, here's the interesting part, right? Christian identity is actually a subsection of Christianity. And it claims that God only created white people in the Garden of Eden and that Jewish people are descendants from the serpent in Genesis. It has been connected to neo-Nazi groups as well as the KKK. I got a question though, right? How responsible is it for the ADL to do this? Like, first of all, how large is this group? You know, like, does it have millions of members? Is it operating in the open? No, obviously, right? And my second question is, what do you think happens when the random woke-tard, you know, like the random person on Twitter that has absolutely no brain, goes on the ADL and sees this? Like, are they going to actually think of this particular group, or are they going to apply it to all Christians? And I don't think that the ADL doesn't understand this. You know, I have no doubt that they genuinely do get it, but they posted this and they allowed Elon Musk to immediately fire back at them. But like, okay, you know, some people will say, well, hold on, V, that's not fair. It's like, okay, Christian identity is genuinely a hate group. It doesn't refer to Christians or like Christian identity as in the actual Christian identity, but it's an organization that's called Christian identity, right? So like they're separating the organization from other people that identify as Christian. And so if there is such an organization that is actually hateful, like it belongs there, fine. You know, I heard a lot of people making that excuse. But let's look at another controversy, which Elon Musk also pointed out, where the ADL classified Turning Point USA in its extremist glossary, describing it as deeply wrong. Founded by the late Charlie Kirk, the non-profit group has experienced a surge in popularity since Kirk was assassinated. So, let's flip the table a little bit and ask people in the audience, what do you think would happen if the reverse was true? Like, if Turning Point USA or any right-wing organization would have classified the ADL as an extremist hate group, and then someone from the ADL would get assassinated, what do you think would happen to that organization? How do you think people would feel if that was the case? Like, imagine if Hassan Piker was to call the ADL an extremist group. And then something would actually happen to the ADL. Like there would be like some unhinged person goes in there, commits a crime or whatever. What do you think would happen to Hassan? I mean, I find this fascinating, right? Like, do we have this thing called accountability? Do we have standards? Because I felt like stochastic terrorism is a thing. It's not anymore, is it? Like, the word stochastic terrorism has completely disappeared from the lexicon ever since the failed assassination of Donald Trump. All of a sudden, the entire mainstream media just stopped using that term. That's very interesting. But still, I don't think the ADL appreciates being in the spotlight. I don't think they enjoy getting called out by Elon Musk. One of the call-outs, again, they can have an excuse for it. They can just say, well, Christian identity doesn't actually mean Christians. You know, they can play coy. They can have the plausible deniability. That's fine. But when it comes to Turning Point USA, not really. Especially after almost everyone under the sun now knows what Turning Point USA is. Everyone under the sun watched Charlie Kirk. There is nothing extremist in that man. And the fact that he was shot by a far-left activists with an extremist ideology, specifically because he was right-wing, that is very problematic, isn't it? Let me know what you guys think, though, and as usual, I will see you in the comment section. Take care.